Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a message. What I heard is of hope and of peace for whoever needs it today. I'm just going to take a moment to call in spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, my team of light, and any of your messenger guides. I also heard passenger guides, very interesting. Any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective, I ask them to join, to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, as well as to use me, like I said, as the clearest channel possible, but only for the far-reaching, but only for like the highest good, right? So, for all my subscribers, I love you guys, you mean the world to me, and if you're new to my channel, welcome, thanks for stopping by. If you feel like it resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe, I'd love to have you along this journey. I'm going to go straight into the tarot first, because I felt really guided today to bring a couple oracles. I have the Earth Magic, as well as the Moonology Manifestation, but this tarot deck definitely has something to say. So we're going to get a little bit of an overall energy thinking and see what we have. The King of Pentacles. So there's someone to me, what I heard is, we have the Moon in reverse as well. The words I heard were somebody who projects a very strong outward appearance. This person is very grounded, could be someone with a lot of wealth, but this also speaks to me within ourselves. This definitely is a masculine energy, could be divine masculine within us, but also could be like if you're a man, you may resonate a little bit more on this. There's a fire here and a passion, and I feel like this is very grounded passion. There's some things I'm hearing like old money. There is also like this is the keeper of the secrets and things like that. With the Moon in reverse as well here, let's see what we have. Why is the Moon in reverse here? Because it's like what I heard is somebody could be kept in the dark, or they may be keeping things in the dark. Some of this, like with that pentacle, this is knowledge for everyone. However, I am feeling like there's certain you can call them secret societies and things like that that do hold knowledge, though. I'm hearing the Masons and things like that, but you know, you insert yours here. Now, the King of Swords. What I was hearing with this is esoteric wisdom. So this King of Swords, there's something in the mind space as well. This could be an earth sign and an air sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or that also if you're masculine, this is double the hey. This is you, but this is very grounded, and this is thought through. Things are thought through, very, very thought through. I do hear in some ways like this particular masculine energy, it could be very cutting as well. The funny thing is, it seems like the situation is, and this could be two people as well, but love is the issue. Love is the issue between them. And this could be both sides of one person. This could be both people. This could be, take it how it fits your situation and drop what doesn't, right? But there is something holding this energy back towards, what I heard is a fulfilling love life. Now, I also heard style of love. We have the Four of Wands on the reverse, or on the bottom, with that Nine of Wands. And I think this could be married life, home life as well, that there's someone who, you know, like, if we think a lot of times if this person is very successful, blah, 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 there may be a lot of issues where we're thinking a lot of times we think in the professional world. And I think this is important as well to think about what we are at home, how we are at home, because there is also, what I heard is, again, this biting. There could be, or have been, biting words that have kind of stopped the feeling of love within a relationship or within a marriage with this Four of Wands, and it's caused us to kind of be on the struggle bus. It's not for everybody. It may just be for some of you. Breaches on the bottom with whale. For some of you, I think it's like, it could be a situation in the past. It could be something too with this Ace of Cups. What's happening is that it's on this masculine's energy that, you know, especially I think in terms of masculinity, and if a lot of people have thrown around the use and the term of toxic masculinity. I want to throw this out here as well, as this is a form of it, is us telling, you know, our boys that what we need to focus on first and foremost is your career and your job and what it means to look like a stable person, because we've instilled, okay, and this is not saying that that stuff's not attainable, but I feel like, okay, and this is again specific for someone, but a lot of the importances that were put on what success looks like in this, especially if we think about old money, this is also hierarchy. I want to say, like, definitely the patriarchy and working, full moon completion, working into kind of that, like, patriarchal system, okay? And then we have, what I'm getting is an image of like a very stereotypical kind of home situation where we're focused so much on career that, you know, the idea that boys shouldn't have played with dolls and everything because they shouldn't be nurturing their children, really. We think about this, right? But this also bred a very, very long line of fathers in people's worlds that were not really forthcoming with love. Okay, it's one of the ways I want to put it, or not, it's the way that they show it. This is also breeding a bunch of boys in their worlds to think that they're not worthy of love unless they're giving outward performance. Again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But to me with this is, it feels like funny that generations and ancestors and childhood innocence and nurturing are under that with DNA and karma. That cave and sanctuary, and new moon promise was under that in reverse. So this definitely is like within bloodlines. It is definitely time when I feel like this is because if you're feeling like there's not closeness in with relationship, and I definitely feel like if you're that masculine energy that's tapping in with this, it's because, you know, what I was reading something about was how do we go through our shadow work. Some of the things is we have to see our own stuff, and we have to acknowledge it and see where it's coming from and try and change it and try and work forward. And if we can see that something's holding us back from our partners, or that we may feel that, like, you know, we aren't, what I heard is almost emotionally invested, or we're not feeling like our needs are being met, communication is going to be very important, and it needs to be done in a grounded, loving way, not in a biting way, because I feel like so much of us, especially when, you know, you talk about the fighting, bickering, like an old married couple, well, it depends on the tone and a lot of different factors, you know, on, especially when things have been bad for so long. If things have been bad for a while, one offhand remark, right, can turn into the running joke we have is always sex, right? You walk by and fuck you. If that situation's happened, this, I feel like there could be it's what I heard is a stall, and we want to put an end to that. We're like, you know what, I realize this has been happening, and really open, honest communication with each other on what's going on. And then I feel like on your side, this may be something new as well, if you resonated with kind of that old school masculinity that, you know, boys don't cry, right? Boys have feelings and boys have emotions just the same, and when we're repressing them, we're just showing them that we don't know how to deal with it. But we all need to feel them. And what I also heard, and don't take this, but what I heard is we also could be raising, I heard psychopaths, but could be like socio people, just people who never felt heard or felt like, you know, that what I have to feel doesn't matter, so what's the point of showing the world any love or remorse? You know, I feel like it's and there's not an excuse saying that, but that's what I heard. So for some of you, this could be like if you had someone like that in your world, like, for a lot of us, that could also have a lasting effect on, you know, how we feel about ourselves as a person, even, and it's stuff that you may not even know because it's so deeply lied in the unconscious. We have the death and the moon in reverse here. Cancer season, I feel like what I heard is someone's not ready to talk yet. There may be a situation that, and this is again not for everyone, but, you know, I heard deathbed confessions, okay, technically, that someone, you know, a lot of times that's when we hear these people give their deep, darkest secrets. It's time to say it, you know, because they want to go into the afterlife with a clear heart or clear mind and clear spirit, because, you know, they don't want to get stuck in the underworld. There has been, I feel like I was taken to these animals, and this in reverse, I almost feel like there has been a disloyalty. This, you are probably aware of it, okay, as well, and if this part resonates, but it could be from the past, it can be in the present. It's just, there is a huge change right now, and regardless if deathbed confessions mean nothing to you, don't make it fit. I feel like if it'll just if this part's for you, ignore it until it happens. Okay, don't make it a thing that upsets you and worries you. But that's what this is. It's like, but this is also, if we want to call it a living deathbed thing, this is knowing that we're not going to go on a certain way anymore or accept certain treatments, or, there's a real change and transformation happening right now where the Reaper here with the Sith is a harvesting tool, right? To take down, I think it's wheat and oats and whatnot, right? To take down long grass. It's being depicted here with this man in grief over, but this death card, I find it very interesting, being I like that it is the Dark Angel. So I'm going to trigger warning you. Okay, I apologize if you are sensitive or have had anyone pass recently. But what I'm hearing with this Dark Angel is, especially if you've had someone or have someone in your world has passed recently or passed or is about to, and their battle was painful or is painful, if their quality of life is not great, it's time, right? Now this isn't for everyone. I know when I'm going to share my experience, okay? When my grandma passed, obviously my heart's broken, and it's one of those things that I knew she was going to. I knew she was in a lot of pain. When grief hits you, it doesn't matter how much pain she was in. You just wish she was back. But I don't anymore, right? I never wished her back because I knew her pain was so bad that she was at peace. And they're saying more about this with this death card and this Reaper. That especially for some of these patients at the end of life, if you're terminal, this is peace. I have read a lot and I've listened to a lot of accounts, and even hospice nurses say that when people are about to pass in their hospice rooms, even or near-death encounters, they'll see people they know, passed on loved ones that literally are going to get them. And it is to let them know that this is a time of peace. There is a lot here, what I heard is there could be a lot of forgivings needed. There may be a celebration of life as well, that this may be one of the things is, more and more it's becoming popular to have the living funeral. If you know that you're going to pass, especially, with the use of death doulas more now, and really honoring the people as we go, have these people tell these stories and reunite while you're together, rather than, everybody getting together and grieving. Well, while and where there's still so much importance in that, this is as well as, oftentimes the people who pass, again, like I said, with this energy, they may not know how loved they are. They may not know how many people looked up to them. They may have just seen the struggles in their world and not realized how truly inspiring they were. And this is really important as well, just to celebrate people's lives as we go while they're still here. And this also, I feel like, as well, goes a little bit farther into as well. They're going to show me the bottom. Again, generations. This is generational stuff. But that'll come back to me. But it's telling people and being, who we need to be in this life, so that when we get to our deathbed and our hopefully much older age, or much old age, new moon in Gemini, think it through, we are not coming to this end of life process with regrets and hurts and secrets and things that we wished we'd said or not done or come and made peace with, because this is a process. And I truly feel a lot like, the death process when people pass and when they know they're going to pass, and the stages they're going through, coming to self-acceptance, there's a lot that mirrors your spiritual your spiritual journey and starting from that dark night of the soul and working through. There's a lot of things on this purging healing journey that are like this. I feel like as well, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, in my world, spirit has kind of pushed me, and I'm reluctant, but I feel like I should definitely work with like hospice, and the death doula idea sounds to me like very, very, I feel called to do it. But I feel like as well, it's hard because, again, I know it's taxing, right? But this is where spirit needs it. People need it. If you have thought about it, and, it's scary as well, spirit's like, but think of those people you are helping to heal. You are helping to walk them through. And we experience things in a different way. They're giving me something else I want to talk about, and I guess this is where Think It Through is, because I'm also a Gemini, my friend, so I want to share some pearls of wisdom. They grew up on a farm, and any of you farm kids, we experience birth and death a lot, and we see it. Ancestrally, as well, we've seen it within families as well, big farm families, accidents, things like that. We see this in a lot of different families, but in terms of, farming is dangerous as well, right? But when you see the cows being born, you see what's happening to get those cows born, and you are going through, like, not all cows make it through childbirth, not all calves make it, there are complications, there is a real peace within, there is really a flow in the nature of things, in this ebb and flow in this world. And I'm not, again, I'm sorry if I'm triggering you here, this isn't about, like, tragic, while things are tragic, they're talking about, this natural cycle of, especially if we are at a ripe old age, or we're going through it. If you are struggling or know someone going through cancer or some sort of, like, debilitating illness where it's terminal, yes, AIDS, obviously this is tragic, but the whole time knowing that this is terminal, we can't sit in this is tragic mindset, because our quality of life, where is that? There is this point where a coming to terms is really important spiritually for people as we go on our process or our journey to death. I'm being really guided to say this more and more, because just like birth, death is natural too. And I think we've been conditioned to be so afraid of it. And I'm sorry again if you don't like this, just get rid of it, okay? Just say bye-bye and I love you. But what I'm hearing is one of the books I was reading, and it was by the man who created the Death Doula program. He said, he modeled it after how a doula would bring you into this world. He wanted to allow you to be very, very open and aware and involved with this process, even to at the end, like, would you like us to sit with us, songs you might want to listen to, things you might want to hear, what would make you the most comfortable, do you want to be touched, do you not, do you want to be cremated? And I think it's really important as well, like, that there becomes a real relationship between the doula and the dying person, right? That almost what it is like a spiritual advisor in a lot of ways, but someone who's going to walk you through death, just like they may walk you through, having a baby, or, doing things that are going to require you a lot of mental preparedness, I guess is the way to put it, and as well as other people around you, right? So, again, for some of you, what I heard, okay, and we may have went through it or not, is assisted dying, especially I'm in Canada, it is legal, right, for if you're terminal and you're suffering, to, have a lethal, like an injection, and have it done legally and humanely, relatively painlessly, and with your consent. And I'm not, I just feel like if you've went through that, people that do that also have to go through pretty counseling, right? You have to make sure you have sound mind to be doing that. And I think it's just really important here that we give people the opportunity, I guess, what I want to say is to come to terms with and do this on, you know, terms that are there for them. Now, I want to also say this could also be like, especially if we've had people around us with this toxic masculinity, I'm going to put it that way, where, you know, the emotions are, they're not going to come out and they've been raised, this is old school, or someone who's always commanded or wielded a lot of power. This could be really difficult as well, right? Because this is where this could help them a lot, giving them a little bit of control as well, would have heard. And going through all these emotions all at once, this could help them understand that this is completely okay and walk them through it. Because I feel like for some, whoever this is for, sometimes when we haven't really felt a lot of emotions or we've learned to repress them or repress them, these things are big that are going to come up. These things are hard. And, you know, coming to a place of peace requires a lot of shadow work for this to happen. This is the way I can put this, okay? So if that's not for you, it's not for you. But the part that I wanted to say is this book I was reading about talked about people's experiences. And he talks about, too, many times, even though, let's talk about an example, and he's said this in other readings, but about people who have said, I'd like to die at home, but then something happens and the spouse, you know, they panic. We panic because we've been so conditioned to be afraid of death that we call 911. And this one particular woman was talking about, and she became a doula, she became a client after, because her own death experience, she was terminally ill. She saw what happened with her husband. She didn't want to go through that. She'd called the ambulance anyway, came and got her. He was waiting out in the hallway. They said they were going to get him a room. He'd be okay. They needed to run a bunch of tests. She should just go home and get to sleep. And he was never put in a room, and he was probably in the United States, but he was never put in a room, and he did pass away through the night. And she felt so bad because he passed with nobody in the middle of nowhere, you know, fluorescent lights and all of that instead of home. And there's an importance to people's peace is what I'm hearing. So for some of you, you may currently be struggling with someone that you love or very close to, their wishes as well, and their dying wishes. And especially what I heard is if it's our parents or people who are close to us that we know it's their time to go, they have gone, or if it's that the example of the assisted dying, you know, coming to grips. I do want to say they're giving me the example of, if this is not, trigger warning again please, but it's not the same as unaliving yourself, okay? They're different. And for some of you, I don't know who this is, but for someone there could be a lot of shame as well. Someone, an older person we're around or whatnot, could be in a lot of pain, but be very, very worried. Religiously is one of the ways I'm hearing as well, or not want to be labeled that they've unalived themselves. This is so, the stigma obviously around that, this is painted into here, and there is this mindset, this is this suffering thing as well, okay? I'm not advocating either way. It's whatever is right for whoever this is, but again, I feel like if someone's coming to a completion end of their life and you know this, or if there's major changes coming in someone's life, celebrate things now. What I had heard is throw a big party, you know, love them while they're here. And if you know there's a relationship in your life that I heard is waning, or that this is happening, if we have older aging people in our worlds, is to soak up every minute that we have now. Now think it through. I want to get a book message from the book for you, and then I will let you guys go. But I don't even know where the book is. Funny. Found it. Okay. So New Moon and Gemini, think it through. Page 32, which is also a 5. A positive outcome lies ahead. However, to take this opportunity from the ethers and make it real, you need a positive mindset. On some level, you already know how to get what you want. Use your smarts, think it through. Look for the signposts about what to do next. Ask, what am I expecting? Focus on positive expectations. Expectations attract. If you're having doubts, talk to someone. Make a list of your goals. There's a way through. Use your mind and your words to help others see things your way. So the manifesting focus here is, this card's especially good sign for matters related to flirtatious situations, anything written, an upset you've had, or a relationship that feels blocked. And your manifestation here that is so important is that knowledge is powerful and I am powerful. Wednesday. It's funny, when I started a reading and then I stopped it after like 30 seconds, not even, because I got all like, what's today, Wednesday? And I was like, what does that matter? So I stopped it. Well, interesting, it's Wednesday, okay? When to manifest your magic, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. The ideal time to work your magic is when the moon is in Gemini on a Wednesday, Mercury's day, or during Mercury's hour. So the new moon in Gemini takes place when the sun and the moon are on the same degree in Gemini, and knows that it's all good to talk. So this also says for some of your tips to call in the planet of Mercury, which guides Gemini. Call in Archangel Ezekiel, who is associated with compassion and forgiveness, to help you clear a past hurt that could have otherwise blocked you. There's your throat too, Gem Bears. Close your eyes and meditate on your desire for at least 5 minutes. What comes up, and write it down. Knowledge is powerful, and I'm powerful. Whatever this is, somebody, again, there's been knowledge withheld. So, again, like, I'm coming back to secret society stuff, but this could be, like, on a major platform. Okay, that, like, I think the United States government has finally admitted that there are indeed aliens. Okay? Not a huge deal. This hasn't been everywhere. So my thoughts, just all those, trying to prove UFO exists. I'd love to see the government go, okay, this one right here, yes, this is what it was. Like, this is where as well, for any of you still watching conspiracy theorists, funny how I'm sure UFO people, they were called crazy, all of this different stuff, but the government is finally saying, yeah, they've declassified documents. Can't stay hidden forever. Documents will be declassified, okay? So that's what I have. I hope it resonates. I love you all. Mwah! And I'll talk to you later. Excuse me. Bye, guys.